I bet you didn't even remember that Stonjourner was a card. You're clicking on this and you're going, I've never seen this thing before, what does this do? Well, you're about to find out. Welcome back, everyone, to more from the Sableyes. I'm Mitch, and today we're going to take a look at a budget single strike list, one that you can play relatively cheaply if you do want to get that single strike experience. Let's take a look at it on PTCGO. Thank you very much to Sam for sending this one through at _Verd29 to follow his single strike deck lists. This one is very, very solid, and it all revolves around Stonjourner, the single strike Pokemon that everyone forgets exists, because it kind of isn't that good. But in this context, you can kind of see why it's useful. It kind of harkens back to those Giratina Malamar days. It's obviously not quite as good as that deck, but it still has the same kind of vibe to it. Stonjourner for 130 HP, basic fighting Pokemon, has Giga Hammer for 3 energy, 120. We can't use Giga Hammer again next turn. We've got 2 fighting energy and a colorless cost there, but that's easy to get because we can utilize Houndoom and the single strike raw ability to get single strike energies onto that Stonjourner, which is really, really good. And it means that the 120 damage that we're dealing is actually going to be more often than not 140, 160, or even 180 damage, and that is going to half hit most things in the format. And that's where we get that vibe from, right? The Giratina Malamar kind of vibe. The rest of the deck is really straightforward. I mean, we've got one single strike Urshifu here. Impact Blow is still a very powerful attack, so we've got that as an option. And we also have Tyranitar V in the list. Single strike crushes the highest amount of damage we can deal with one attack from a basic Pokemon in this particular deck, so it's definitely worth looking at. You can change those 2 cards around, though. They are definitely not required. Chuck in a Dene, chuck in a Crobat, whatever you like. But the rest of the deck, yeah, pretty simple. I've elected to go with Bruno here, because I like the idea of having a single strike supporter. You can play Marnie as well, a whole bunch of options for you. If you want to play along, the deck list is down below, and whilst you're there, leave a like. It's the single most important thing you can do to support your favourite content creator, who could just be me. We'll wait and see. We'll see after the games for this one. So we've got ourselves a start. We're playing up against Charmander. That's the Charizard. This is going to be the Leon's Charizard list, I imagine. And if that is the case, we've started quite horrifically. Urshifu V is probably the worst possible start against another single prize deck. But if we do take a couple of knockouts with this Urshifu before they get their Charizard going, we should be okay. They've got a pretty busted opening hand, though. They're able to play the whole lot out. They've got 2 Charmander, an Attachment, and a Snorlax, plus a Dedenne to be able to draw some more cards, which is pretty gosh darn good. So we're not going to get attacked until next turn. Obviously, they are going first, but we could be in some trouble. It could be very easy for our opponent to get a big KO, especially since all they need is a Charizard and a couple of Leons in the discard pile. Now, we don't have a great turn lined up. We've got a Jirachi off the top deck, which is really good. I will play down the Houndour. I'm going to quick ball away the Tyranitar. We probably don't need that, and we can grab ourselves another Houndour, I think. This is kind of where this deck does struggle, and why you might consider putting in the Denes and things like that, because we are obviously a little bit behind with our draw at the moment. We're going to need to wait until our Urshifu gets knocked out to do anything realistic. We'll need to go into the Jirachi, but we've got the laser focus off. We're able to do our Impact Blow next turn, and if the Snorlax remains in the active, we're going to deal a crazy amount of damage to it. Looks like our opponent is just setting themselves up nicely as well. It's going to be a little bit of a slow burn at the start here, but we will eventually be able to get going. I would really like a supported top deck if ever there was a time for Mitch to get his signature luck. It would be now. It looks like they've got the Leon there. They can probably discard that quite easily. They've got a Boss's Orders as well. Neither of those super useful now. They've obviously already played the Welder, but they could be useful next turn, and this Quick Ball is definitely getting rid of that Leon. Yep, there it goes. Okay, and they're grabbing an Oricorio, so they're going to be able to draw some cards from the deck next turn after we knock out the Snorlax. Let's another Leon. That's 2. How much damage? That's going to be 200 damage. If they have another Leon, they take the knockout next turn. We're kind of hoping that we get something good off of the prizes. We're going to need a little bit of luck. And that stream of luck comes in right now. Oh my god! Okay. I cannot believe the regularity at which that happens. We're gonna attach to the Stonjourner, and then we're gonna single strike raw. Let's start setting up our Pokemon here. I'm gonna hold the other Stonjourner in my hand, I think. We're just gonna impact blow here. Nailed it. Perfect gameplay. It's all skill, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we are here for. The skill of Pokemon TCG. We are so goddamn lucky sometimes. I said it fully expecting the bit was gonna be that I built it up and then didn't get it. Right, that was the joke. I build it up and get disappointed when I don't draw the supporter and I go, oh, we never get lucky, oh my god. Then I just drew into it. Oh man, okay. Oh, well, our opponent's gonna punish us here, I'm sure. They've already got 2 Leon in the discard pile. They have a Charizard in play now. What are they going for? Another Charizard. Perhaps this is going into the active. Do they have the rare candy? Okay, so here I go. I got a little bit of content. I get a little bit of content out of the video, and then I'm just gonna be removed from play. This is gonna be over as soon as it started, because not only did I get to draw extra cards, not only do they get to draw extra cards with the Oricorio, but they also get to use Battle Sense twice. So, and they've only got, what, 19 cards left? Chances are they are going to draw into a Leon and be able to discard it. So, looks like they're going to go for a Welder, so they're looking at 3 more cards. So they'll have looked in total at 12 or 13 cards this turn, which is, you know, it's whatever. I guess we can't complain. Here comes the first Battle Sense. We are hoping that our opponent does not put a Leon in the bin. No Leon there. Okay, maybe we survive. Maybe we survive Battle Sense again. Perhaps. Leon off of this one would be heartbreaking, but deserved. There's still only 2 Leon in here. Royal Blaze only does 200 damage. Alright. The game is afoot, ladies and gentlemen. We have ourselves a game. Let's switch into the Jirachi. I'm going to throw down that Stonjourner. Why did that Stonjourner not go? I must have thrown that one too aggressively. What do we do here? I think we go for the Single Strike Raw first. We'll put down that Single Strike Energy onto the second Stonjourner. Then I'm going to grab... Ooh, that Bruno looks pretty tasty. I'm going to grab that here. I will scoop up the Jirachi, and then we're going to go in with Urshifu one more time. I'll play down the Jirachi here, and then we can Impact Blow. We're going to lose this Urshifu this turn, but we can play Bruno. Or, actually, let me do some maths here. I mean, we can Gust and knock out the Dedenne, but can I knock out the Oricorio? 120 plus 1, 2, 3, 180. Alrighty, so we can knock out either of the bench. Oh, hang on a second. Does Oricorio have fighting resistance? I think it does. Yeah, so we're going to be doing 160 to Oricorio if we Gust it out. That's actually not too bad. Like, I can live with that. So we've got 2 plays. We can either, like, we're going to get knocked out, we just Bruno, right? And just shuffle and whatever. Or, we play this super, super sneaky. And what we can do is we can either choose to knock out the Oricorio, or we can Gust the Oricorio out and intentionally leave it on 160, with 160 damage. Just to make it that little bit more difficult for our opponent to get what they need. Then we can ping it with Zigzagoon, because we have 1 Zigzagoon in the deck, I think. And then we've got a perfect hand to do this, because we've got the Mewtwo we can scoop up. We can play the Mewtwo down after we've played the boss. I think that this is, now that I've overthought, this is going to be a big Marnie turn. But I'm going to try and be very cute here. I'm going to try and play this in a very intelligent manner. We're going to use our big old brain, and we're going to see if we can't take 4 prizes in a turn, but not next turn. They've only got 6 cards left in deck, so we might be able to hold them off. They might not have the switch. We're not going to give them access to more cards to draw. Let's do it. I think we're just going to go for it. Alrighty, let's promote the Jirachi first, because we've got all the cards that we need already in our hand. We can go looking for others. Let's think. Single Strike Roar is probably going to be the way to go. We've got that Single Strike energy. I should have checked for the Zigzagoon. We will Stellar Wish. We can grab the Pokémon. I don't mind that. The Pokémon can grab another. Let's go for the Oricorio. The Pokémon. Yeah. Let's just do the plan. The Pokémon can get rid of the Jirachi. Oh my god, this is my brain. My brain is working overdrive here. Pokémon the Jirachi away because we need to have the Houndoom, right? We play the Houndoom down so that we can get the Giga Hammer next turn. We'll put the boss on top because we've got the urn. We Giga Hammer for 160. Then next turn, we either retreat this Stonjourner to the bench, earn the energy back in, and then double Houndoom, and then Gust Zigzagoon knockout. Or they switch into one of their Charizards, and then we Gust. Have I overthought this? Probably. Should I have knocked out the Dedenne first? Perhaps. Perhaps. But, is it going to work? You bet your bottom dollar it will. Okay. It's going to happen. I should have, again, checked that the Zigzagoon was in there. Because, to be honest, I don't know whether it actually is. This is going to be embarrassing when this game ends with me 10 HP away from knocking out an Oricorio. But that's okay. It's going to be fine. They do have a switch, so they will knock out the Stonjourner. But that's fine. Let's get it going. Let's do it. We're going to do it right now. Okay. We held our hand as well, which is unusual. If you've watched any of my content in the past, it's unusual that we held our hand there. Alrighty, here we go. Urn of Vitality. Shuffle in 2 Single Strikes. Then, Single Strike Roar. And we do have the Zigzagoon. Okay, attach the energy. Oh, what a brilliant player I am. Single Strike Roar, attach the energy. Don't stuff it up now, Mitch. Now that you've said that, you cannot stuff it up. Gust up the Dedenne. Play the Quick Ball first. Get the Zigzagoon. Because if you do something stupid, it'll be embarrassing. Ping the Oricorio. Take 2 prizes. And then Giga Hammer. We have done it. What a good player I am. Modest as well. Another game. Let's go. Stonjourner, Stellar Wish, Pokémon. Beautiful. We're doing all of the things that we need to do. What is our opponent playing? Slowbro. Okay. Poison Eternatus, maybe? Let's get the Houndour down. If it's Poison Eternatus, that is perfect. I would love that. We'll see. There's no guarantees in this world, but it is likely. And if it is Poison Eternatus, then we're in a great spot because Stonjourner can actually one-shot an Eternatus quite easily. But it does need to have a couple of energy on it. That might be the hard thing to do here. We will wait and see. Our opponent plays a Professor's Research, so no E-turn in that opening hand. There's a Lightning Energy and a Rose. What is going on? Oh my god, we're playing against Toxtricity. I haven't seen this deck for many moons. I mean, that's fine. It's still weak to fighting. So the principle still applies. We still get to do the things that we get to do with Stonjourner. That is a-okay by me. And in this one, we'll be able to do it with all 1 prizes, which is also fantastic. Which, you know, you can't complain about it. You just can't complain. What I can complain about, though, is the fact that I'm not going to be knocked out this turn, which means I cannot use Bruno. And in my heart of hearts, I knew I probably should have used Marnie, but that's okay. Bruno's whatever. Bruno's fine. I'm not upset about it. We still have Jirachi. It's not a problem. And we don't need to take a knockout this turn. In fact, if we do take a knockout this turn, it's just bonus. Right? We don't need to worry. We don't need to... Stop worrying, alright? Just stop worrying. Okay. Didn't I just shuffle you back in? Didn't I just shuffle that back in? See you later. Get out of here. Oh my god, this is a terrible hand. I'm starting to worry. Pokémon? Scoop Up Net? Scoop Up Net I think is better. No, let's grab the comp. Let's grab the comp just in case. If we top deck into anything, then we can potentially get ourselves an attacker. But that was not a good turn, to say the very least. On the plus side, they might choose to knock me out, which means that I get to use my Bruno for more than 4 cards, which would be great. But, you know, I don't want you to knock me out. I don't want you to. Because my Jirachi is very important. Oh, hang on. What's happening? Why did they do that? They knocked me out. Okay, Bruno is live. Let's hope we top deck a Pokemon, and we get the Pokemon now, which is great. It was research again. We're getting rid of that. I didn't want you that time, research. Okay. Alright. I can live with this. Let's play down the Jirachi, I think. Yes. And then we can throw the Stonjourner back into the deck and grab ourselves a Houndoom, which I like. Now, we're going to be able to use Lance Pulse here rather than Giga Hammer, but that's okay. Lance Pulse is actually going to do quite a lot of damage here. I think it's going to be like 160 damage. Because there's a stadium in play, so it's 30 plus 30, plus the extra 20 is 80, 160. That's a half hit. So 2 energy half hit, pretty good on a fighting weak VMAX. Also, consider this, right? You're playing Stonjourner. Consider this. In the meta at the moment, Pikarom, Eternatus really big, right? Dedenne, easily knocked out with 2 energy. It's so efficient. I wish I had that energy last turn, though. Good golly, Miss Molly. Let's use the Bruno. We've got the Bruno, so let's use it. We are looking for... Oh, we've got another Stonjourner, so this means a potential knockout, but we will... actually, no, a 0% chance of getting a knockout, because we don't have an energy. Let's Single Strike Raw. We'll put the energy onto the Stonjourner. And then we might need to just set ourselves up another basey boy. Another Houndour. So we'll just throw this down here, and then I think that's going to have to be it. We'll just pass. Our Brunos are not helping us out here, really, are they? They're making my life quite difficult. I mean, they're shuffling my hand and my deck, and I'm drawing 7 cards, which is a good effect. That is a good card. But my hands have been terrible, and that's why Professor's Research is good, because it gets rid of the bad cards when you don't want them, instead of putting them back. Alrighty, here we go. So, we have ourselves a knockout. We can Single Strike Raw. We're going to put an energy onto the active. We don't need any more. We can just take the knockout. I'm going to scoop up the Houndour. I'm going to play the Houndour back down. The Houndoom. It's going to go back into the field of play. And then I think we've got 1 left. Yes, we do. Let's use the Urn of Vitality now. We can put 1 energy back. Then we can Bruno. Now, the reason I scooped up the Houndoom there is in case I get another attacker. So I actually managed to find an Urn and the Quick Ball and another Single Strike energy. So this is perfect, because now I can... actually, I should probably use the effect, shouldn't I? Considering I said I was going to do it. Now I can get extra energy onto my Stonjourner, and next turn, maybe... if all goes well, and all is right in the world, I could potentially win the game next turn. Not with this hand, I can't. I also just twigged that I can't actually use the Houndoom again next turn, because all of my Single Strike energy are in play. Hopefully... Okay, Marnie, this could be fine. I could just draw into an energy and boss and win the game. How are they going to knock out my Stonjourner this turn? 3, 6, 9. They can just knock it out with Boltund, right? Yeah. With a Turbo Patch Flip, yes they can, absolutely. Okay, so that's what's going to happen. They're going to Boltund me, and then then they'll be able... What is going on here poisoning me for? You don't need to poison me. Why? What? What just happened? What just happened in that turn there? He just used a bunch of switches. The Dark City was in play, didn't even need to use it then, and then he electrifies instead of taking the knockout. Which means that I think I just effectively win this game, right? Let's grab a Jirachi. We'll throw that down, then we can research. Do we go into the Jirachi, maybe? No, let's just research. I don't understand that. Then I've got an energy as well. I think I can attach that to the bench, because Lance Pulse is 3, 6, plus 2 is 4, is 10, is 200. So that's fantastic. Yeah. Well, this game's kind of just petered out here, because my opponent did a weird thing, and I got confused. But we're fine here. We're going to Lance Pulse. We're going to Lance Pulse. God, sometimes I'm just too excited, and I click too fast and miss the button. We've taken 2 prizes. We've got Boss in hand, plus 2 powered attackers. I think that we are about to wrap up these games, which frankly I'm quite happy about. And you can see what I mean. Like, it's a super aggressive deck in the same way that Single Strike Urshifu is, but you don't have to deal with the issue that is 3 prize Pokemon. Occasionally they do come up and create some problems, but in this instance, if we were playing 3 prize Pokemon, we may have already lost by now. Well, we can just Giga Hammer here and we're going to win the game. In fact, what I'm going to do, because I mean it is correct, but I'm going to earn a Vitality and put all these bad boys on here so I can deal some extra damage, because that's just the way that I feel this morning. I feel like that, so I'm just going to do it. And there's nothing you can do to stop me, because this is a pre-recorded video. You can't come into my room and tell me off. I'm going to Giga Hammer, I'm going to do 400 damage to a VMAX, which I like. I'll take my last prize. Stonjourner doing the job. So there we go, we get the big wins with the budget single strike deck. Stonjourner showing us exactly how it's done, as are the Sableye members. There's so many of them. Look at this, my page is filling up. I'm going to need to do, like I said before, I'm going to need to do something about this. This is a problem. Those Royal Sableyes are starting to spill onto the Mega Sableye side. Thank you very much to Dadbot, Azazel, and Taco again for your absolutely amazing support. Fernando, YOLO, Stephen Ty, Agent Abel, Austin, Josiah, Andy, Exonics, Robsy, Casa PD, Brad Whitehead, and Xiings. Hopefully I pronounced that right, because I got to do it every single week. Thank you for becoming new Royal Sableye members, as well as all of the other people over here in white who are Mega Sableyes, all of my regular Sableyes members. Thank you very much, everyone, for doing that. If you want to join in, there is a little link down below that you can click, as well as a join button if you are on PC. It costs $3 Australian. That's Australian dollars. It's like dirt. It's dirt cheap to support the channel. I appreciate it, everyone that does, and I appreciate you coming to watch. If you're still watching, then leave a like. Do it. It's easy to do. I'll catch you next time. More from the Sableyes. Bye.